Could you state your name?
Jody White from Livonia, Michigan.
Thank you.
And I've been pretty active in watching the courts. We appreciate everybody that's been honoring some of the major concerns of we the people. It is a public courtroom, which is what we appreciate. So anything that should be done privately, maybe the judges could consider mediation. Mediation is a wonderful place to keep things private. But if it's a public courtroom, we're trying to set precedents, which means we need a public courtroom and we need judges that follow a rule of law so that we don't have to keep spending money to keep going to court to discuss the same issues. So I'm pretty much in probate court, which is a pretty simple court, but there's a lot of people being ripped off, stolen from, wills not being submitted, and there's a lot of administrative issues. So what we are doing with these videos, and we're thankful for, we want the videos so that we can show the bias and impartiality of judges and some very well-known connected attorneys that run our courtrooms. The bill that the analysis, he's the gentleman that wrote the analysis, he quoted that we the people would get in trouble if we change any of the video stuff. Well, we want to make sure that the same law is in the statute, that if we find out that the judges and the lawyers are misleading, fraudulent behavior, because, you know, we're not changing the videos. We want the videos for our protection. We want to make sure that in the statute that if a lawyer or someone that's gone to law school also misleads the process, that we set a precedent that they stop doing shenanigans in our courthouses. And the videos we're excited for, but we want to keep everything public and we want to be able to use it so that we can go to a court of appeals and get people to listen to we the people. So thank you for the video and thank you to Mr. Runset because he's taken a lot of my calls.
Good morning, my name is Dorsha McGee. I'm from Pontiac, Michigan. And the importance of the video recording and all the court proceedings, any citizens that's dealing with court, after the hearing, it should be ruled for citizens to be able to see the video, to be able to dispute anything that was said against the, regarding the judge and the attorney, because what's happening is a lot of disputes between citizens and the judge and the lawyers, where the lawyers is not telling the whole truth to the judge, and it's causing citizens to lose their cases, and other attorneys is not willing to fight for the victims that has been harmed, you know, in any court proceedings. And that's what has happened to me on 3 occasions and recently, and it's just not fair. And the video will show proof of what was said and sufficient for other authorities to see what's happening. And we need to put an end to this bad corruption and this bad behavior, especially that's happening at Oakland County Circuit Courthouse. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Senate Bill 790 still gives judges complete control in hiding any malfeasance they commit against a defendant's rights or in ignoring or breaking laws relevant to a defendant's defense or case. It allows judges to decide to avoid recording cases at all. All cases should be recorded and available to all interested or concerned citizens. If we have a right to personally attend any court proceedings in person, then why should we be denied the right to remote access upon our own choosing when the technology to provide it is already in place? Courthouse viewing only is too restrictive. Citizens should have the right and ability to share their experience in court with other citizens if they choose to. And why do you say that, why does the bill say the video audio recordings are not, quote, the official record of a proceeding, and people requesting those recordings have to sign that they understand that? Why should a person deny the validity of what they saw with their own eyes or heard with their own ears and see it as, quote, not officially what transpired in a courtroom? That doesn't make sense to me. And I know that if these cameras, if the video were available to everyone at their choosing at the time that I was in court in Redford repeatedly a couple of years ago, neither Judge Worth or Khalil would have done any of what they did to me that was wrong. One attorney that I had on 3 occasions said she's breaking the law, and she doesn't care. They wouldn't have done that if they had to answer to video recorded evidence.
My preference would be in a dispute between the official record and the video, that if it's clear that the the transcript is incorrect, that the video will prevail. So that is something we're going to be working on.
This should be geared more toward the benefit of the citizens and protecting their rights and not protecting corrupt judges. That's my opinion, and I say it after the experience that I've had.
Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank those of you that came here today. I think that sunshine is, and transparency is the best medicine ever. And unfortunately, I have seen it myself in a courtroom where at our library, because I used to be the county clerk, I knew I could go watch the video, but I couldn't, I could only take notes. And what was done was, whether by accident or by design, was very inappropriate as to how then the order came out was completely opposite of that video. And I also, a lot of people don't know that they can order the transcripts. I did, but what I found is when I started to complain, the price of those transcripts quadrupled. I think we need to make sure, wherever we're at as elected officials, that we're held accountable. And unfortunately, in Oakland County, I did quite a bit of research, and we have had lots of problems. Not just Oakland County, there's others too. And unfortunately, the citizens don't have a lobbyist group that will lobby for them. So I appreciate you coming up here. I think it's one of the largest problems in Oakland County, and I think it's been growing from the people I've talked to. And I've talked to people from the top involved all the way down to average people. And some people laugh at me and say, everybody knows that. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. And so until I experienced it myself, and then I've started to network with others. So I know you took time out of your schedule here to help others today. I think we need to all work together, and I want to compliment Senator Runstead as well as those in the Supreme Court right now that are working to get that done.